If there was time to bet on myself and have some more flexibility, it was now.
I was very comfortable and happy in this full-time role, so I guess the question is, what changed? Hello everyone, welcome back to our community. I have some major updates, and so I wanted to kind of take you with me through today and tomorrow because they're my last days working at Dear Media for the Skinny Confidential podcast in a full-time job. So let's get into that life update while I kind of get ready for the day. I have been loving this Elemis Glow Priming Moisturizer. It's like an illuminating moisturizer. It kind of has like a sparkle almost, just really makes you glow. But anyway, who cares about that right now when I just dropped a bomb on you? So I actually have a meeting today with Lauren and Michael and a brand deal to shoot during my lunch break. So I want to look presentable. So if you have been around for a while, you know that and if you're not, I'm gonna tell you. I have had what feels like every type of job situation under the sun. I have worked at PR agencies, so agency life. I have worked part-time at an agency. I have worked for a YouTuber, Shelby Church. I have done consultation work for social media. I have worked at the front desk of Rumble in the service industry, basically. A lot of that was like at the same time. So I've done like a million part-time job things, consultation work, things like that. I have done part-time job, I've done full-time at an agency, I've done full-time corporate, and obviously right now I'm full-time, if you're new, at Dear Media, which is technically corporate, but remote. So I've also done in-person work in an office back in the day, and now I've been fully remote. And so I understand the pros and cons of every area, and I honestly was not ready to go back to freelance life. For the past 2 years, I was very comfortable and happy in this full-time role, so I guess the question is, what changed? So I will definitely get into this more next week too, because I'm gonna vlog like my first week freelancing or unemployed, whatever you want to call it, because I don't have freelance clients just yet. But what basically how I kind of operate is like things start off as a whisper, and I don't act on them until my gut is like go, until like the whisper gets louder and louder and louder. And just to like paint a picture for you, every time I have raved about my job, I've been 100% real. Like, I'm obsessed with Lauren and Michael. I think they're amazing. They will forever be like my, business idols, role models. Like, if you had told me 2 years ago that I was gonna, or 4 years ago that I was gonna end up working with them and they would know who I am, like, I would not have believed you. So every time I even thought about leaving, I was like, no, I can't. Like, this is a dream situation for me. Like, I just couldn't. I felt such an attachment to the TSD podcast, to them as people. Like, I just wanted to keep working for them. But if I'm being 100% real with you and honest, working from home remotely with really like not talking to very many people outside of my boss, and like texting Lauren and Michael and having calls with them once in a while, like I didn't really have much of a team. Working remotely in an editing role until 7 p.m. Eastern, it was just a lot. I think because I have my own creative endeavors, and I've been doing YouTube for 5 years, I have a podcast, I obviously do TikTok and all that, and love it so much, like I could never give it up. And YouTube is really where I see my future. It kind of just got to a point where I'm like, I am editing for 8 hours a day at home. Like, it's not even like I was in the office. I think that really would have made a big difference, if I'm honest, if I was in an office, able to talk to people. Like, I wasn't on very many meetings or anything like that. It was very much like, I'm remote at home at my desk editing for 8 hours a day. And it became a lot. And that is why I kind of took the initiative to manage their TikTok account and start managing their Instagram Reels, because I liked breaking up my day with a little bit of posting and strategy work, not just editing. Jones Road sent a bunch of products, so let's try this out. It's a lip and cheek stick. Oh, how chic. I don't know how this color is gonna look on me, but let's try it out. This is kind of aggressive, but let's just do it because it's here. Oh, that's actually really pretty. Okay, not as much on the lips, but whatever. Okay, love that. It's like second skin, so subtle. Perfect for working from home. Okay. Get ready for a ride. Honestly, some of my favorite vlogs on this channel were when I was working at Rumble, working part-time, like running around hustling. I'm excited for this chapter. I'm gonna try to still work with them on a freelance basis. We'll see how that pans out. Definitely wanna keep a relationship with them because I love working on their content. there's kind of a mess behind me. We have the drying rack out. We have a lot going on, but this is the reality of working from home. I just had a call with Michael and Lauren, and I'm so sad about leaving. Like, I really am, but I have such strong relationships with both of them, and I'm excited to hopefully just keep working together and keep that relationship going. So it's really bittersweet, and now I'm supposed to just like get back to work while I'm just like thinking about how I'm literally leaving. Tomorrow's my last day, but I'm trying to leave this role better than how I found it, and I already have like a transition doc all lined up. I did all the things that I needed to do. There's just some things I need to make time for tomorrow. I'm trying to get as much content for them done now that they can use over the next month while I'm gone. And there's just things I have to do. I've been using this computer for a lot of different things. Like I just need to save some of my stuff that's been living on this computer onto Google Drive, things like that.
We're like, what the heck? So the lady named Angela, same story basically. Her baby wasn't in the hospital.
My camera broke this morning right after I spoke to you. Not my camera, but my lens. My lens literally fell on the floor, and I'm remaining calm. I'm gonna have to go get that repaired today. So I did a workout, forgot to film. Just one of those days, but last day of work, so we're gonna crush it, and I'll just film on my phone and go get, I might have a different lens. But it's beautiful out. Can't complain. Other than the fact that I will now have to get a new lens and computer. So Saturday morning was a long run day. We did an 11-mile run. I started with Ethan. We ran up to Central Park, did the loop, and then kind of lost each other. He ran home. I think he did like 16 miles, something crazy. And then Sunday morning was a full-on recovery day. We started our morning at our favorite coffee shop, and I headed over to Stretched to get stretched. I've been doing these like 25-minute mini stretch assisted stretching sessions. How many times can I say stretched in one clip? I did the compression boots. I met back up with Ethan. We took city bikes over the Williamsburg Bridge into Williamsburg to go to Ice Cold Club, where we did a cold plunge. It was actually a beautiful day out. We met so many fun people. It was just such a vibe. And then we got our favorite barbecue at Fete Sau, which is like a 5-minute walk from here in Williamsburg. It is so good. Oh my God, I was unwell. So that was our recovery Sunday.
Good job!
Right, Jenny.
So my camera broke right after I filmed that clip of me. I think I was doing my makeup. It was in the bathroom. Literally right after, I like walked out of the bathroom and I hear a smash, and my camera was on a tripod that you're on right now on the toilet seat, and I guess it wasn't sturdy and it just went smash on the floor, and I could show it to you. The glass isn't broken, so I don't think it'll be that expensive to repair. It's just the lens. The body of the camera and everything is like perfectly fine. It's just this. So I feel like it'll be a relatively easy repair, but the store is closed for Passover through tomorrow, and I had some things I had to film, so I've been wanting to test out this vlog camera for a while that's actually less expensive than this one and more portable and way lighter. So I decided, I always get used cameras. So I got this camera for $400. It's the Sony ZV-1 that like a lot of vloggers have these days. And I figured, let me try it for a week. It's a really good deal. Let's see how much it takes to repair this one and go from there, because I can return this within like 20 days or something, so I don't have to keep it. But anyway, that's what you guys are sitting on now. That's the update for the cameras. We are now currently on day one of not having a full-time job. I just announced it on Instagram. This morning I started at 10 a.m. with a prospective client call for freelance work, and I made that at 10 a.m. so that I would keep my morning routine where I wake up at 6-ish, I work out, and I have to be at my desk by 10. So that was really helpful. And I'm just gonna answer some of the questions because I don't remember how much footage I have in this vlog. We're gonna do a Q&A from the questions asked on my Instagram story. I was not expecting this many questions, Jesus Christ, on quitting my job, but let's get into it. So the first question I got was, why Tell us more about quitting your job. That like initial why. A few reasons. Number one, I have been working from home editing. Like my job was full-time editing. I was posting and doing the strategy on social media, but like 7 out of the 8 hours a day I was editing. I was doing it from home. So it's not like I was in like the fun Dear Media office that everyone gets to be in LA and Austin. It's like I'm here remote and all I'm doing is editing, and I don't really get any of like the in-person culture, if that makes sense. I think just I'm at like a year and 7 months of being there, and for doing that for that long, I just kind of was like, I don't know if the money's worth it anymore. I feel like I could maybe make more in freelance because I'm constantly getting requests in my DMs for freelance work. I think it just was something that I started to feel like I could maybe make a little bit more and have more flexibility during doing freelance work. And I could also maybe still keep working with them in a freelance capacity, but it just got to a point where the full-time life with a podcast and a YouTube and brand deals and events that I wasn't able to go to, it all just got too much. Add wedding planning and half marathon training on top of it, like it was too much. Okay, the next question was, you've done this before. How do you maintain routine when working for yourself? I mean, I think I just kind of said it actually just now with the making my meetings at 10 a.m., making certain things early enough in the day that you're kind of forced to not procrastinate starting your day really helps. And then also I just plan out my day and obviously like this will get edited and refined and I will circle back, but I set my day up and plan my day and plan my week. I actually was listening to an Audible book of Eat That Frog, which is a book about not procrastinating. And I'm gonna pull up the quote. What he said was, proper prior planning prevents poor performance. So 10 minutes, just taking 10 minutes to plan your day can save you up to 2 hours of wasted time. So he has a rule called the 10-90 rule. 10% of time planning leads to 90% of time doing. So if you just take those 10 minutes, you will be so much more productive. So what that looks like for me is on Sunday nights, I plan like my half marathon training for the week. I look at kind of look at what I already have scheduled for the week and what videos I'm supposed to get up and like just kind of refine what I already have there. And then every night before the next day, with a more like specific to-do list in mind, I'm literally planning out every hour of my day the next day. So that prevents you from kind of waking up and feeling lost when you're your own boss. Okay, next question. Are you more nervous or excited about quitting your job? There's a little bit of both. I think today on my first day, I can say I'm really, really excited and I'm really confident. I think I got really nervous the last 2 weeks and I was pitching like every possible podcast I could work with and client I could work with under the sun in a freelance capacity, just to make sure I had some form of income other than like a brand deal or two that I actually already will be paid for this month, which is nice to know as a backup. And also my final paycheck comes next week. So I know I'll be good for the next couple of weeks, but I did get nervous. But after doing so much freelance outreach and getting an overwhelming amount of interest, like I have client calls and I'm so lucky to have like the name Dear Media under my belt and know so many other creators through my own influencing content creation in the space, people who need freelance support. So I think now that I've had so much interest, I can confidently know, and like having such a productive packed day today, even with like technically no job, I just know that like this is gonna be great. What were some fears you worked through when you realized you wanted to quit? So the reason it tacks onto that is because my biggest fear was thinking back to the last time I quit and how I ended up back in a full-time job, and I ended up taking on way too many part-time and freelance random projects and gigs because I was almost like desperate to make money and make ends meet, that I didn't even get to really focus on my podcast or my YouTube or anything. It still fell to the wayside even though I wasn't in a full-time job, but it was the happiest, best year of my life. So I think the number one is, no matter what, I'm feeling excited because I know it'll still be a really good year. And number two, anytime I get that fear mindset, I remind myself I learned so much last time. I wasn't in the place I am now. I didn't even have 10,000 followers on one platform. I now have consistent brand deals that are inbound. I don't have any time to pitch brands, and I still have a brand deal like at least once a month, which for a significant like amount of money for just one video. I think my biggest fear was that would happen again, with that I would feel broke and need to take on a million different projects. And I think I already have a plan in place to have recurring monthly clients so that I don't feel that stress and pressure to keep taking on random projects. And I just think I have learned from my mistakes and I don't have fear. I'm excited because no matter what, I know that I could decide in a month, this is not for me. I want to apply for a full-time job and it'll be okay. So I think the fear has minimized, but I will say fear has held me back from doing this for 8 months. So I think I got comfortable with it and now I'm excited. Okay, a few more. Did you feel confident in your income or are you just taking the leap and praying? I will say no matter how confident I sound right now, it's still taking a leap and praying. So it's a little bit of both. You could be so confident, you could be making so much money, but there's still a leap of faith and a fear that comes with being your own boss and being in charge of your own income. But it's also exciting to know that there's no cap. You don't have to like work your ass off and not get a promotion for another year. You could just take on another client if you want. Not that it's that easy, but you know what I mean. What pushed you to do it? I will say, for me, these decisions end up being, and I could do a whole other video on my career trajectory because I've been all over the place, I feel like, but what finally pushed me is I feel like it's a whisper over time for me, and then all of a sudden it's just like so loud and it's like go. And I think it just really aligned with the timing of there are new team members coming on that I was training, and it just felt like I was finally would be leaving my company and my team in good hands. Like I didn't feel like I was screwing anyone over. It just felt like the right time, and I knew that I could make more money freelancing just through talking to other people in the space. So it kind of gets to a point where you're like, what am I doing here anymore? Like I was waiting for certain things, I was attached to certain things, but like I have such a strong relationship with Lauren and Michael and the company, and like I know I will continue to work with them and still be a part of things in a certain aspect. So it just kind of felt like time to go. And time to bet on myself. I'm 27, planning a wedding. I'm about to start training for a marathon. I have a podcast, I have a YouTube channel. It was time to, if there was time to bet on myself and have some more flexibility, it was now. Now's the time. So I will leave it at that. So I love you so much. Subscribe if you're new, join the community, and I can't wait to share this whole journey with you. We have marathon training, we have wedding planning, we have figuring out what the hell I'm doing with my life. We have so much going on, and I'm so excited about vlogging because it is really tough to vlog in a full-time 9-to-5 working from home situation. At least if I was going to an office, I could show the office, I could show my way in. So often I'd be sitting at home for 8 hours and I'm like, why am I even gonna pick up the camera? So I'm excited to vlog, I'm excited to make more wellness and filtered videos, and I'm just excited to dive into YouTube. So I'm gonna go right now to a coffee shop or stay here, I'm not sure, I haven't decided, and do a whole YouTube strategy session with myself, which I haven't done since I worked for myself last. So I'm really excited. Okay, I love you guys. Mwah.